Thank you very much, Bill. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Maximising demolition waste, a key issue for all of us as contractors in this key industry of ours that produces more waste than any other. The NFDC regularly monitors the waste production of our members, and we're proud to say that our figures show that we average 95 to 96% by weight of materials recycled within the UK market. However, we are experiencing more and more difficult waste in our industry. This system that we've developed is aimed at helping us solve, hopefully, some of our problems, if not all of our problems. So I give to you today DRIDS, Demolition and Refurbishment Information Data Sheets. Bit of a mouthful. It's been called numerous things by numerous people. The most embarrassing one is Druids. It's nothing to do with the Druids at all, and it's nothing to do with Stonehenge, as the person quite often references. It's designed to give practical information on the materials that we come across in our day-to-day contracting lives, and it will hopefully show the ideal outlets to maximise the recycling and to maximise hopefully some of the credits for those materials, or if they are materials that have to be disposed of at landfill, minimising the cost of disposal of those materials. The DRIDS is split into a family of 12 groups. The number of DRIDS sheets within those groups is almost limitless. At the moment we have 36. We have another 50 planned to go onto the system as soon as it's finalised. I just must say, our IT company that was developing this for us previously unfortunately went bankrupt, so we've had to get a new guy on board. It's real fingers crossed for me today, because this is a real working demo shortly, and he's put a lot of effort into getting things produced for me in the last month. So we're going like a train to get this system up and running, and it should be fully live within another 3 or 4 weeks. As you can see from the family groups there, we split it down into the most common grouping of materials that we are likely to come across within our industry. Again, there's no limitation to this. We can add more family groups if we wish to. This is an example of the original dumb data sheets, which gives all of the information that one could possibly need, but we felt that there was far more could be added to this system by making it just a little bit more user-friendly. The system was built on the Environment Agency's waste pyramid scheme, with disposal the least favourable option for any material produced. It is now fully interactive. The disposal, recovery, recycling and reclaim and reuse waste stream bar that you see there on the website that I'm about to demonstrate is fully functional, giving you a description of the waste, a live description of the waste, and all of the outlets are available to you. This is an example of the sustainability chain, again from the Environment Agency. We've dropped DRIDS into the system over there, as you can see on the right-hand side. It works perfectly well to ensure sustainability within construction. A little bit of a complicated graph to go through, but when we present this to the bodies in the UK, such as DEFRA, RAP, Building Research Establishment, they have grasped that the DRIDS system slots into the sustainability programme perfectly. I will now take you through the system live. It worked just now, so yeah, we've got it. This is the new home page, which will give you a little bit of a description about the DRIDS system. We've got, as you can see on the toolbar there, we've got About Us, telling you a little bit about the NFDC. We have contact details. There's nothing actually behind contact details. Projects there that I've highlighted, I'll come back to in a moment. That's still under development, but we've got a little bit of a link already. The most interesting part is the DRIDS sheets themselves. As you can see there, the DRIDS drops down to the 12 groupings, and you can either search them like that, or you can go back to the group families icons on the page and select which one you want from that. You've got 2 options. I'm going to demonstrate metal, purely because it's the most populated DRIDS sheet on the system at the moment. Then once you've selected the family group, it then starts splitting down into the more common materials that you may find within that family. As you can see from the metals family there, we've got steel, copper, aluminium, metal wall studding, profile sheets and stainless steel at the moment. We will be adding more. We'll be adding more to every one of them. We've got hazardous waste. In the hazardous waste one, we've got things like fluorescent tubes, asbestos, but it's not limited. There's no limitation at all. The steel, if we want to look into the steel, we simply click on that icon and it takes us to the specific grid sheet for the steel. You'll notice on the left-hand side there that we have maintained the icon throughout to give people familiarity. We've also chosen to display the European Waste Code, so that when contractors are developing their site waste management plans, the European Waste Code reference is automatically there. Over on the right-hand side here, there's a function to print. It's still handy to print. We feel it's a good option. It will be printing on the fly, so any information that is within the electronic system will automatically print out, and you can use it within your project file, and you can build up a nice little folder and a resume for that particular project. We come down to the descriptors. Each one of these is a drop-down box. So we give a description of the possible usage and locations of the material. We give a drop-down box for the personal protection equipment, or PPE. May have to include RPE as required. In phase 2 of the project, we're going to make these little icons interactive. So they will not only just show you what that you should be wearing a mask, it will describe to you which type of mask is the recommended mask for that project. It's a little bit complicated because it does mean that we're going to have to try and eliminate it. As you'll see, when I come down to tools, we might be removing the material with a 360 in this instance, so there will be no need for a mask. So we haven't quite finalised how we're going to work that yet, but it's in progress. We talk about the possible fixtures and fittings. We talk about the health and safety. And more interestingly, we have further reading. This will be very useful for any project manager that's putting together his waste plans. He can go and do further investigation, something like the designing out of waste. Go straight to the RAP's documentation there. Every single grid sheet will have a reference to a document of some sort, so that if somebody wants to research and find out the best options that is available, they may need to print something out to demonstrate to their client that they've done this research. It's all there. It's all at the touch of a button on this system. Training. We will have, these don't actually work as drop-down boxes at the moment, but they will work as drop-down boxes, and they will link directly to the NDTG describing the availability and the type of course that is recommended for dealing with that particular material. The most interesting part, I can just about get it on one page. You'll see at the top there that you can enter your postcode. I'm going to come back to that shortly. But down here, we have the waste streams. We've got a very short introduction. We have disposal, recovery, recycle, reclaim and reuse again. We have mirrored the examples that we showed in earlier. It's mirroring the the Environment Agency pyramid of sustainability. If you click into recycle, if you want to recycle the material, you can click into recycle. It's not showing a full page. And it starts to come down to listings. We are like everybody in the world today. We have to get a little bit of an income, and we will be having premium listings. The top 4, possibly even the top 8, depending what my board says about costing, will be premium listings. So that premium listing there, this is purely an example, metal and waste. You can click on that, and you can see what they are all about. If you think that's good, you can save it. You will be able to save it into your project file. However, the outlets further down, you can see it's magically come up with the distance. When you've put your postcode in, it will show you, in order of proximity to that postcode, the closest outlets that would take that material. So you can click into that, and again, just by example, it happens to be metal and waste. Don't think the guys had a chance to put anything under the second one, but I will check. He's put them under it as well. But you can build up a portfolio. If you don't happen to like metal and waste and you like the next guy, he might be a little bit further, but he might be offering you a better price. You can add those details to your project file. This one is showing the depots, whereas before the initial one was showing the head office for metal and waste. This is showing the depots. We've appreciated that some scrap companies, etc., may have numerous depots throughout the UK, throughout Europe, because this could easily go European-wide. Obviously, the maximising of the waste would be the reclaim and reuse. There are limited outlets for steel at the moment. There are a few places that would take steel for reuse, and they will be populated later. So the key to making this work is the outlets. That's my biggest sell. We're going to offer people a 2-year period free of charge on the NFDC website as an outlet. However, obviously they will pay for premiums. But these other outlet listings with the mileage will be free to get the system up and running. We might then, after a couple of years, have to start charging a small fee to ensure that the system is self-funding and self-sufficient. If I go into now with the login, it's never asked me that before. Thankfully, it does ask you to remember your password, but it hasn't done up till now. So now you can enter your login, and that will start taking you to your system. No, it doesn't want to do that. I know I was putting my life on the line doing this, trying to do this live. But the login will allow you to enter your particular code, and then you can start building up project files within that system. The project files, I can't give you the example because it's under development, but the project files will be simple site waste management plans. You will obviously enter the project details, the site address, etc. You will then be able to start selecting your grid sheets from the bottom here. You'll notice the little box at the side there. When you're logged in, that will add that to your project file. That's the chosen outlet for that material. You could choose all of them if you want to. Take them back to your boss and say, well, it's up to you, Governor. Which one of these do you want to use? It may be your responsibility. The system is functional, has enough functions to ensure that it's the managers, supervisors, and hopefully even the guys on site that will benefit from its use. We've got a long way to go, but we are well on our way to that trail. The developer has done an awful lot of work here in a month. It's quite a complicated system. I'm a very hard taskmaster as well. Every time we come back and have a review, there seems to be something else that we want to add. And one of the next targets for phase 3 will be to try and incorporate carbon footprint calculator into the system as well, so that we can maximise our carbon imprint on society. We're not quite sure how that works. Everybody I've spoken to nobody can actually give me a value for a single carbon point, but I'm determined that one day I will find out. We are planning to take this on a roadshow in the new year. I'm demonstrating it to the CITB next week. We're also up for the Chartered Institute of Waste Management Awards for the system next week. It's fingers crossed. We've been shortlisted, and it's a real feather in the cap for the Federation that we've been shortlisted by somebody completely devoid of our industry. All right, they're connected by waste, but they're not demolition companies. They're not in the demolition industry at all. So it's a real coup for the NFDC to be nominated, and we're just hopeful that we're going to get somewhere. That's about as far as I can go, Bill. Thank you very much.